I had never heard of Osmosis Jones before, but I'm currently watching every David Hyde Pierce film, and he voices a character in this. And I read the description and thought, this could have been written for me. This sounds absolutely fantastic. And having now watched it, I can confirm that it is great. I don't really love the live action aspect, and I don't really think it needed it. But I'll talk more about that in a moment. This was released in 2001. It's directed by Bobby Farrelly and Peter Farrelly. It's written by Mark Hyman, with a voice cast including Chris Rock, Laurence Fishburne, of course we have David Hyde Pierce, William Shatner, and various others. We also have a live action cast including Bill Murray, Elena Franklin, Molly Shannon, Chris Elliott, and several others. And it starts off live action. The bulk of the film is animation, but we do occasionally cut back to the live action. And it starts off with introducing us to the live action character of Frank. The animation itself takes place inside Frank's body, and it focuses on the character of Osmosis Jones, a white blood cell who is also a police officer, and he leads this fight against a virus threatening to attack Frank's body. I love the concept. I love medical-based films. I love animation. This really offers something quite different, and I think it is so fun. It is 100% a film for which I am the target audience. And the narrative is really enjoyable. It's a great concept. The animation aspect is very well executed. The pacing is really great as well. The animated characters are awesome. And of course, the voice acting is great. I love the design of the inside of the body. It all just looks really fun, really creative. There are some really fun characters that we meet along the way. But as I said, I didn't love the live action scenes. It's not so much that they didn't work, because we see Frank not necessarily caring that much about his health, and then we see signs of illness, and then we see this reflected inside the body. So it serves a purpose, but I personally would have rathered the entire thing was animation, and that Frank was also an animated character. It would have been very easy for us to see when we were with Frank, and then inside of Frank, think of things like Inside Out, which came years later. It's very easy to tell when we're looking at the characters inside of the body compared with when we're outside of the body. So it's not that it wouldn't have worked if it was all animation, and if the live action animation mix does appeal to some people, then fantastic. But personally, I just don't think the live action scenes themselves were actually that interesting. They do serve a purpose by giving us more information for what's about to happen in the body or what the body is reacting to, but I just would have preferred the whole thing to be animation. They could have even animated a character to look like Bill Murray, who plays Frank. I think they could have done a fun job with that, and it would have been a much more, in my opinion, enjoyable experience. But I don't hate the live action scenes. I just didn't care for them very much at all. The film has some great music, a really great use of sound, and of course we have some really great messages about nutrition and exercise and caring for one's health in general. But it's not too preachy. It doesn't sound too preachy, like a viewer would be feeling personally attacked by their way of life if they're maybe not having the healthiest life. I don't think it's preachy while they're still able to get the message across in a way that's often funny, but also quite emotional on some occasions. It's a really strong film. The animation aspect is fabulous. I adored every aspect of the animation. And the live action scenes are fine. They're decent enough. The camera work's fine. The acting's good, of course. But I just think it would have been more interesting and more entertaining if all of the characters had been animated. But nevertheless, I still came away from it feeling like it was a solid film. I loved the animation aspect so much that I can overlook the live action parts. And again, it's not that the live action parts don't serve a purpose. I just rather they had been animated, and they still would have served the same purpose. But nevertheless, Osmosis Jones is still a fabulous experience, and if it sounds like a film for you, then without question, I'm very happy to recommend it.